Part 1. Alright, let's actually get into this, because this is a really big question for LEGO fans. Could LEGO survive without licensed themes like Marvel, Star Wars, and Harry Potter? Or would it completely collapse without superheroes and Jedi keeping it alive? First up, licensed themes are everywhere right now. If you walk into a LEGO store, you'll instantly see a giant Marvel display, a Star Wars section, and usually a few shelves for Harry Potter or Disney. These aren't just casual add-ons, they're flagship lines. Star Wars has been around since 1999, running for over 25 years straight. That's longer than some LEGO fans watching this have been alive. Marvel has been a staple since 2012, with over 200 sets released. Harry Potter disappeared for a while, but it came back in 2018 and has been huge ever since. And it's not just kids buying these. AFOLs, the adult fans of LEGO, are scooping up sets like the Daily Bugle, the UCS Millennium Falcon, or the Hogwarts Castle. So yeah, there's no question. Licensed themes are insanely important to LEGO's success right now. But here's the thing, LEGO didn't start with licenses. In fact, for decades it didn't use them at all. Back in the 80s and 90s, LEGO was dominated by original themes. Castle gave us knights, dragons, and epic battles. Pirates gave us ships, treasure islands, and one of LEGO's first ever story-driven themes. Space was huge, with sub-themes like Blacktron, Ice Planet, and M-Tron that fans still obsess over today. And of course, Bionicle in the early 2000s wasn't just a theme, it was a cultural phenomenon. That line alone basically saved LEGO from financial collapse in 2003. So the reality is, LEGO thrived for decades without licenses. Kids didn't need Spider-Man, they had the Black Falcon Knights or the alien insectoids. The real turning point came in 1999 when LEGO took a gamble on Star Wars. This was a massive risk at the time. LEGO had never done licensed sets before, and if it failed, it could have sunk the company even faster. But instead, it exploded. Star Wars was a perfect match, and suddenly LEGO realized, hey, these licenses can take us to a whole new level. After Star Wars came Harry Potter in 2001, then Batman in 2006, then Marvel and DC around 2012. And from there, LEGO shifted into what we see today, a balance of licensed themes and original ones. Okay, so let's imagine tomorrow LEGO loses all of its licensed deals. No Marvel, no Star Wars, no Harry Potter. What happens? Well, the short answer is, LEGO would survive. But it would be a very different company. Part 2. Here's why. LEGO City, Technic, Friends, Creator 3-in-1, and Duplo are still massive bestsellers, year after year. None of those rely on licenses. LEGO has proven with Ninjago that original themes can last. Ninjago has been running for over 13 years, longer than Marvel LEGO. It even has its own TV series, movies, and dedicated fanbase. We've also seen original hits like Hidden Side, Elves, Dream ZZZ, and even Monkey Kid gain cult followings. So yes, without licenses, LEGO would fall back on these types of themes and start investing in creating new original worlds. But here's the problem, licenses aren't just about selling sets. They're about recognition. When a parent walks into a LEGO store, they see Spider-Man or Darth Vader and instantly know what it is. They don't need to explain it to their kid. That's easy marketing. Original themes? They take time. You've got to build a story, introduce the characters, and convince people it's worth their money. That's why some original themes flop, like Chima or Nexo Knights, because they didn't land with audiences. So yes, LEGO could survive without licenses, but it would lose that instant brand recognition that makes Marvel and Star Wars such big sellers. Honestly, the sweet spot is exactly what LEGO is doing now. A mix of licensed themes to bring in mainstream attention, and original themes to keep creativity alive. Without licenses, we wouldn't have sets like the Daily Bugle or the UCS Star Destroyer. Without original themes, we wouldn't have Ninjago City Gardens or modular buildings. It's that balance that keeps LEGO interesting for everyone, from kids who want superheroes, to adults who want nostalgia and original creativity. So, could LEGO survive without licensed themes like Marvel? Yes, 100%. LEGO's been around for 90 years and it started with its own ideas. If licenses disappeared, LEGO would just shift back into creating more original worlds. But would LEGO be as big and mainstream as it is today? Probably not. The licensed themes are like rocket fuel. They shoot LEGO into pop culture and make it a household name. Without them, LEGO would still survive, but it would feel smaller, more niche, and more focused on the FOLs and dedicated builders. But that's just my take. What about you? Would you actually prefer LEGO to ditch licenses and go back to original themes like castle, pirates, and space? Or are you happy with Marvel and Star Wars taking the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be hanging out down there with you. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because we've got plenty more LEGO discussions coming up.